and welcome to VTTV. I'm Zach.
And I'm Eli.
And we are back at it again with more Sarge's Heroes.
Yeah.
Which, it's been a minute since we played this, but fortunately, the last episode we had recorded just came out on YouTube, so it's fortunately fresh in our minds what we were doing and what was happening, which, as far as I remember, is saving Vicky.
Yes, even though it doesn't look like she needed our help because her seductive techniques were off the chart.
And I mean, her painted on flesh skin tone is...
Yeah, that's how you know her seductive techniques were good, because the what's it, Plastro? Mm-hmm. Plastro wasn't even haunted by her horrendous looking face.
Well, you think about it, because beauty is your idea of beauty is subjective, right? And it's mostly based on your culture and how you're raised, right? Mm-hmm. If you're raised around hideous people all your life, yeah, you're probably going to think that's the standard of beauty. But so if you think about it, being surrounded by solid color, flat color, expressionless people all your
Finally,
life.
Someone with more than one color.
Yeah, like is Vicky just straight up horrifying to some people in this universe, though? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, if the standard of beauty is solid color tones, and Vicky obviously is not that.
Well, that might be what makes her attractive, is that she's not monochromatic.
It's a little exotic.
She's got at least 3 colors going on.
But I also just really like the idea that everyone is objectively horrified by her, and she does this as a form of rebellion against the patriarchy and her father and the military complex.
Against the sexist views of beauty.
Yeah. Because you shouldn't be judging people on how they look.
Oh, I do it all the time. I'm not even scared to admit it.
Well, initial judgment's not a bad thing. Like, people are like, don't judge until you know. No, you can
sure.
Judge away. Judging is how you understand and digest and, anticipate the world around you. What's bad is not changing that judgment afterwards, or, lumping somebody into a particular group because of X, Y, or Z, right?
Oh, yeah, but are we talking about sexual attraction or any kind of judgment?
I was talking about just generic judgment.
Oh.
Like sexual attraction, yeah, you do you, babe.
Yeah, I don't understand the people that's like, oh, if you don't like blah, blah, it's shallow. It's like, well, I can't pretend that I do like it. Like, I'm not like if you're talking about like finding a mate, mm-hmm. I don't want to get married to somebody that I can't pretend that I find beautiful. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
And it doesn't make, like, I think somebody it was probably some Tumblr post or something years ago, but I got into a conversation with somebody about it because, and then they said I was fetishizing a particular people group. I forget what it was.
Women.
I mean, to be fair, I've only ever been physically and emotionally attracted to women. So I guess I am kind of sexist in that regard.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I've got some bro friends, but that is the extent of the relationship.
Are you still getting shot at by the guy across the bridge?
No, it was the guy who was shooting the rockets was that guy right there.
Oh, so the tank didn't even shoot at you?
No.
I thought the tank was returning fire from your failed bazooka shots.
I was mostly doing, playing out of this is supposed to be a stealth mission mentality. So I'm doing the sniping and all that, and there is fall damage.
I wonder if you can... Oh, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Well.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I wonder if you can make it through this level this time without getting spotted. Or if, like, I think I suggested, what if it's just automatic? Like, once you cross a certain threshold, you're automatically spotted.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to try. Because it is a little bit... Like, it's a weird difficulty thing, because... On one hand, it is easier to be stealthy, but the problem with the difficulty in stealth games, whenever you aren't stealthy, is that all of a sudden you're in a bad spot with enemies all around you, and that's where the difficulty comes in, right?
It's weird that they're not reacting to
I think
their teammates dying,
right? Well, gotta remember this was the late 90s,
yeah.
But also, I mean, my gun's supposed to be like silenced sniper rifle, so. At least that part makes sense with why they're not responding to shots.
I don't like looking at this, you using a suppressed rifle, because like I've got this really bad habit of when I look at a potential rifle I want to buy, but definitely cannot afford, I look and look and look, and I do all the research on it, and I'm like, checking the prices, and I'm telling myself like, no, stop looking at it. Don't Google anything. Stop looking at the price. You are not ready for this purchase. And I just can't, and this game is not helping me. I'm like, oh, I want that suppressed 308 so bad.
Really, the only gun. So I used to have a Mosin Nagant.
I've got a Mosin.
That was a Tula model, and I bought it right before there was a big thing where they were no longer importing Mosins or any Russian firearms. This was a couple years ago. And at that time, I turned around and sold it for 3 times what I bought it for and was happy.
Mosins went through a serious demand spike.
Yes. And a lot of it was because of the embargo, I think is the word. Whatever the word is for, not allowing it to be imported anymore. But I do regret that because I missed that gun. It was a great gun.
I think I bought mine probably somewhere around 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it was before the major hype, and it was when you could still get one for $120.
Yeah, I bought mine for like $250 and then sold it for $700 or $800 or something.
But I've changed mine. I got rid of my wooden stock. I don't know if you got, like, there's a lot of different models. There's like the more like carbine ones, but then there's the full sized. I still have a full sized Mosin, and the original wooden stock it came with is very heavy. The back of the stock is just like a thin piece of metal that really hurts your shoulder to shoot it. So I ended up buying an upgraded aftermarket stock, and it is so cool. The only problem with it is the front sight post isn't adjustable. So mine shoots very high. You're in a minefield. I didn't know this was a minefield.
Yep, that's kind of why I was trying to.
Oh, because you just ran past it last time and just took the fall down. You're getting shot at.
Yep, I see him. I just had to get out of minefield first because I feel like the game is like, oh, if you're scanning, here's where the mines are. If you're not scanning, they're everywhere.
But yeah, so I bought a replacement front sight post that I just haven't swapped it out yet. But man, it's such a fun gun. It's hard to find ammo for it, but it's so much fun.
Yeah. So right now, my daily because I only have a handgun now, and it's a P64 Radom, which is a Cold War police issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never heard of
all
that.
metal. I love the gun. Like it's a great little gun, but it shoots Makarov rounds, which are a non-standard 9mm size, and it can be tedious to find ammunition for it.
What type of action is that gun? Is it? I'm assuming it's not striker fire.
No, it's a hammer.
Okay, so it's single action then.
Yeah, it is double action, where
like DASA.
Yeah, where you can
switches.
But it's a great little gun. It's
I like
small.
DASA better than striker fire, but striker fire is just getting. How did that happen? You didn't do that.
That guy right there, he shot. I saw.
Oh, he shot his own barrel.
Yeah, he shot a bazooka and it blew himself up.
The whole hype now with striker fire. Oh, there's a guy up in that tower. Really ticks me off because DASA is far superior to striker fire, but everything made nowadays is like a polymer frame. Striker fire. All right, this is where you got spotted last time.
Right. So let's see. I think I killed the guy. So I killed the guy in that tower. Pretty sure.
I don't see anybody over there.
Yeah. I guess we're just turning this into a gun channel now. Really, I know how to. Nope.
Yeah,
there it is.
Where?
I don't know. Ow.
I mean, nobody was on the radar. I didn't see anybody.
Those guys spawned like.
It's got to be automatic.
Yeah, I think it is. Which is oh dear. No, I'm dead.
Well,
there's a difficult.
This is going to be a long message or long message.
The message.
What? I don't know how that word came out of my mouth. Long mission.
Well, that's fine. It's some more content, right?
Speaking of content, I guess we can make this announcement now. It doesn't really matter.
It's not really much of an announcement, but
we're gonna coming on down the pipeline at some point. We don't really know when yet, but we're gonna in order to fill out our channel a little bit more, we're gonna have some solo side projects. I've already got a couple episodes recorded and just stored on my hard drive of Legends of Zelda Skyward Sword,
which I'm a little sad about because I love Skyward Sword so much.
I want to do Zelda together really badly. But the problem is it would take forever to do Zelda.
Yeah, if we were going to do that, we'd probably have to do it as like an hour-long special or something, and just do 3 or 4 hour sit-downs here recording.
Yeah, and maybe further down the line we can do that, but right now that's a little unfeasible with our schedules.
But I adore Skyward Sword. Like I know it's not a quote unquote good Zelda game.
Oh, I have very mixed feelings about it so far.
Are you playing the Wii version or
the Switch version?
Okay, so you're playing the remaster, which is considerably better.
Well, then excuse me. I can't imagine the complaints I would have about the Wii version. I'm watching the Game Grumps playthrough. They're playing it on the Wii, and I can see how it would be very frustrating on the Wii. I'm trying to stay ahead of them so that I don't ever copy any of their jokes. Like I said, I've only done 2 episodes so far. So when the last time I recorded, Wednesday, 2 days ago, I was recording, and then all of a sudden, I was in my living room, and all of a sudden, my roommate's dog just starts throwing up on the rug in the living room while I'm playing. So you can hear that that noise they make. Mm-hmm. And I was like, guys, I gotta go. My roommate's dog's throwing up, and I hope so badly that that retching audio made it through. And then afterwards, so while I'm, oh wow.
I knew there was a health down here, but I was really hoping it wouldn't kill me.
It just barely didn't.
Yeah.
So after, I think there's somebody to your right
There's
still alive.
Over here. The tank blew. Ah,
I didn't know that could happen.
I didn't either. I didn't think the tank would see me. That's interesting, though.
Now
I get to do it again.
As I was cleaning up the vomit, one of my roommates showed up, and like she was back in the kitchen unloading groceries while I was playing. And even though like I'm making videos that are going to be published on the internet and potentially, but probably not, but potentially seen by millions of people, it still felt super awkward doing the voices with her just right behind me in the kitchen. So I just didn't do them. There's a solid,
gotta commit, my guy.
There's a solid like 3 or 4 minutes of gameplay where I was just either silent or barely mumbling into the microphone like, oh, where do I go now? Do I go right up here? I think I need to go this way. Just barely talking to the microphone because I felt so awkward.
You don't have to be ashamed of what you're doing.
So, whenever that episode comes out, how did he not get alarmed and start shooting at you?
Grenades are stealthy.
So for fun little Easter egg, whenever that episode comes out, you'll hear me say my roommate's dog is throwing up. And then any audio you hear after that is going to be dubbed in post.
Nothing wrong with that.
But the fun thing about it is it being a Zelda game, it gives a lot of opportunities for really bad voice acting. Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me?
Well, I think that's probably where we should end the episode.
Well,
we're only at 13 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we can keep going.
All right. Well, we'll be back. And we're back. Sorry about that. Wow. Wow.
We played up to it and hit record and we were ready to go.
Wow.
I'm keeping that in. I'm keeping it in.
What the heck? And we are back. Hopefully this time for good. If we do happen to go out again, just a reminder, this is a nearly 30-year-old piece of equipment. So, makes sense. We probably should be using an emulator on a PC, but, we're just going to continue using my original Dreamcast. Oh, there's a guy in here, remember, right?
Yeah. He's with a bazooka, I'm pretty sure.
Not anymore.
Nice.
So yeah.
I like it better when he died by his own hands.
That's true. It is funnier that way. How
did he not shoot at you earlier?
I don't know, but thanks for not shooting.
How did he not shoot at you earlier?
He wasn't there before.
Maybe like they spawn
I still
behind you last time, and that's how you got spotted?
have not figured out how this game handles its like spawning.
Because there's definitely no yellow on the map right now.
And there's definitely no guys in those guard towers. So we're in that
Correct.
Okay, and it's probably about to proc. Hey, you've been discovered.
Yeah, right about. I don't see any yellow.
Right there.
I think it's automatic. It's got to be.
It's got to be a scripted thing. Okay, we got a helicopter.
Just don't crash.
Watch out for that.
Don't crash.
Stay with us, buddy.
Where is it? Oh, I see
big
it.
Yellow dot over there. There we go.
Nice. I don't remember what we were. Oh, we were talking about the solo stuff, I think.
Yes. So we are going to do some solo acts. He's playing Skyward Sword, which I have a lot of love.
I remember.
Skyward
I was
Sword.
talking about voice acting. That's the one thing that's been fun about the Skyward Sword is that, like any Zelda game, there are a wide variety of different types of characters,
all very colorful,
that all lend themselves to pretty goofy voices that I am very bad at. I'm terrible at every single one of them.
Groose,
but it's still fun to do.
Groose has that's a great character.
Groose. Okay, so the first
what was that?
Episode I did, I wasn't doing voice acting. I was just like kind of skimming through the dialogue, and just kind of like, oh yeah, go over here, press A. Yep. Skip. And the second episode, I was like, no, you know what? I'm actually going to do the voice acting.
And to be fair,
and it slowed down my gameplay a lot.
Gotta talk fast. To be fair, the intro to Skyward Sword takes forever.
It takes so long.
And
I was just so frustrated with how long it was. Like my first episode that I recorded was an hour, and I still hadn't gotten through the tutorial.
It's not as bad
and
as
then
Twilight Princess.
Probably
opening.
30 minutes into the second episode, I finally kind of like, maybe 45 minutes into the second episode, I finally kind of got into the game.
The rhythm.
It takes forever to get through it. And they all like, I already really hate Fee.
Yes, Fee is the worst.
Because she just keeps telling me stuff that she literally told me 2 minutes ago.
Or that you already know. Or,
Right.
hey, you should douse.
Yeah. I can't stand Fee.
Yeah, Fee sucks.
It's fun. Like I said, I'm watching the Game Grumps, but I'm not getting ahead. And I'm formulating my own opinions. I'm saying my commentary. And then I watch the Game Grumps go through everything I'm going through, and they're complaining about the same exact things I do. Like it's just universal complaints, I imagine. Yeah. Everybody hates the over explanation of everything. Everybody hates Fee. Everybody hates the long tutorial. But they're playing it on the Wii, so they don't have to go through the controls issue that I do with the Switch Pro controller. My biggest complaint with the controls is they have your right control stick swings your sword. It doesn't do camera. To do camera, you have to hold the left trigger and move the control stick. Whereas it should be, I mean, in my opinion, it should be you hold the left trigger and move the stick to swing your sword, and just moving your stick by itself is just camera work.
So you're not playing with like the motion control Joy-Cons?
No, I'm using the Pro controller.
So I'm one of those people that I loved the motion control Joy-Con, like the motion control on the Wii for that game. Like the way that they took combat from Ocarina of Time, which is not good. Combat in that game it's not.
It's
good.
very easy.
It's very easy and it's very boring. And they made it a lot more fun in Skyward Sword simply by making every level a puzzle, or every enemy a puzzle, right? Where you got to swing at the right moment, at the right place, at the right time. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But
I thought the game crashed again because he just like stopped in animation. Yeah, like I forget what they're called. They're like the first enemy you get to in Ocarina of Time, the plants,
Deku Scrubs,
not the scrubs.
The things that look like piranha plants, right?
Yeah, they're tall.
From Mario, yeah.
Is that the scrub?
No, that's not the Deku. The Deku Scrub is what you turn into in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, but I think they are Deku something. Anyway,
Deku Baba,
probably. I don't know.
I used to know all that.
Baba
That guy
Lubali
just popped in.
Or no, Bahubali. That's the movie.
Bahubali. Love that movie.
in Ocarina of Time, they're really easy enemies. When I first came across them in Skyward Sword, I had a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and if you don't kill them, they will damage you.
They messed me up. But speaking of Bahubali, that reminded me. I been watching a video on, kind of a rewind of movies from 2022, and I've seen a lot of people talk about RRR. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that?
I have not. See, I love Bollywood, but I've not. I just haven't gotten around to watching RRR.
Everything I've heard about it is it's the most incredible movie. It's like a live action anime movie.
Yeah, which is like if you haven't seen Bahubali yet.
Not yet.
So Bahubali's like that, where there's Bahubali Part 1 and Part 2. Part 2 is the far superior movie.
This frame rate's dipping.
Yeah, it's struggling. Please don't
crash.
Me, guy. I feel like I can't make that jump.
No, you can.
Maybe? Yeah, I could definitely.
Yeah, easily. See? Now this is where you died
don't say things
in the
like
last episode.
But Bahubali is like that, where it's just like ridiculous physics. It looks like a superhero movie, but it ripped straight from comic books, where it's got just ridiculous everything. As much ridiculousness as it can muster, in the best way possible.
Is it any kind of like Indian mythology, or is it like completely original?
I believe it's like based in Indian mythology, like with Shiva, because I think in the original, like in the mythology, the main character Bahubali is like one of the gods reborn, Shiva the god reborn, or at least like made man or something like that. But you don't have to understand all that to enjoy them. Oh,
can you turn off the power?
I feel like if I jump on that, it's gonna be a bad thing. So that's what.
No, it should turn off the power of the fence.
That's what There we go.
Yeah.
Sneak into base. Progress.
Oh, it only did one wall.
Well, I think it did the whole wall.
Not behind you.
Right? Oh, yeah, it didn't. But I don't think I'm supposed to go that way anyway. But yeah, Bahubali is just...
You're supposed to go to your right.
Yeah, ridiculous physics. I'm just trying to keep to cover as much as I can. I do not trust my ability to survive. But Bahubali, it's just ridiculous physics and fun, but it's done up... It's kind of like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, kind of. Oh, come on.
Oh.
No. Well, that's it for this episode.
I think we're going to have to call it. We've tried this game 6 times so far tonight.
Yeah, we're going to call it there. Join us next time for more video games. We're probably going to continue playing some Dreamcast games, but also look out for our solo stuff, where we're going to be playing more current and releases and the like. Thanks.
Have fun.
Bye.
That's so funny. This is going to be this like pieced together Frankenstein episode that just goes nowhere. But you made it further than you did last time. Barely.
Just barely.